Swastoli, you undercooked sausages. How the hell are ya? So then, today I will finally tackle a question y'all have been pestering me about since dinosaurs got wiped out by One Punch Man. That's some hard science right there. Anyway, what are my top 5 warframes and why? As many of you goons probably know from my streams and previous videos, I very much enjoy engaging warframes. So frames that will reward you the more effort you put into them. Warframes that cannot simply be mastered by a monkey. Frames that seem like they ain't all that but surprise you in the long run. I also enjoy a warframe that has a distinct theme to it. But before we dive into it, allow me to say that I kinda like all warframe because I very much enjoy the vast variety they bring to the game. Well, except obvious garbage like Rhino and Excalibur. Kappa. Anyway, if I had to delete all warframes except 5, then these would be my choices. Let us start with the most obvious one most of you probably already know about. Mag, the attractive Annihilator. Mag, a warframe some obviously confuse 10 or really hate and many others really enjoy. One of 3 starter frames new players can choose from. Over the years, Mag has undergone quite a bit of controversy. At first she was fine, then fantastic, then she became best friends with Mesa and after that she became hated and today she is pretty goddamn solid. Out of all currently available warframes, Maggie most accurately fits my playstyle. No matter what mission or enemy level, she can get me through them, despite having a reputation for being about as squishy as a snail covered in vegetable oil. This might be true to some extent but what can I say? Get good or get lost I guess. Moving on. Tabasco Sauce Grill. Ember was my top priority to farm back in the day after I chose Mag as my starter. I farmed for days to get to Sarga's Rock and finally acquire the Goddess of Fire so I could wreak havoc and barbecue my enemies on the fly. Being a classic elemental warframe I was instantly dazzled by her abilities and overall theme. After fully building her I even main her for a while. In recent years, Ember fans have been growing thin due to some changes that were made to her like for example that stupid charge up on her first ability. Or the so-called nerf to her 4th ability which actually was not a nerf but okay whatever. All in all, Ember is still a very good frame and can do a lot of good on the battlefield, if she is not used by a smelly press for Excalibur main. That's right I said it. Sue me. Let's move to the next of my top 5 favorite frames. Next up is Valkyr. I remember reading up on this warframe only to discover her brutal background story and what the culprits did to her and how I could instantly relate. You see, in short Valkyr was tortured and ripped apart and clumsily built back together. LV broke her body and mind. Valkyr somehow managed to escape and due to her torture she lost her marbles and throws regular bitch fits and has an unmatched hate towards the corpus. I don't know about you, but I fucks with that. Aside from that, her overall design and gameplay is very specific and unique to her alone. She can be modified to do pretty much anything every other frame can do and requires a ballsy playstyle. Which is right up my alley. Next up. Shish Kebab Garuda. This frame is fairly fresh but has instantly clawed its way to one of my favorite frames. Yet again another highly engaging warframe. The easiest to master out of all of warframes on this list but still a demanding warframe. Kebab Girl had a shaky start into the game when too many players jumped to conclusions way too soon. When played decently, Garuda will lay waste to everything in her way and take damage like a bubble bath. I very much appreciate her brutal, bloody theme overall. She is without a doubt a very distinct and unique warframe in her own right. Her animations are nice and savage as hell. Almost everything she does feels like a Mortal Kombat fatality move. Which is very satisfying I must say. Another thing that I very much get jiggy with is the fact that Garuda has beautiful synergies with all of her abilities. Seriously, good job DE. The level of simplicity and elegance to Garuda's abilities is unmatched thus far. Anyway, let's move on to the final frame of my top 5 favorite frames. Toxic Brian of Tarth, Saryn. Just like Ember, Saryn also has a very unique and awesome team. There is something very satisfying about getting down with the sickness and melting enemy faces off like an ice cream in the sun. Just like many others, Saryn too has undergone a lot of change over the years. Back in the day she was reduced to a press fort to win peasant frame. But even then, she had some hidden synergies that only 10 of distinction would discover and actually use. Now however, Saryn has since been simplified in game mechanics, which I find a bit of a shame, but ultimately her current get-up is just fine. Her toxins are as potent as ever and she will definitely kill everything and anything you encounter with a slow and agonizing death. I do not know about you, but if Saryn were in the real world, I would be the first one to run away like a little sissy. Screw that. Alrighty then, weasels. These were my top 5 favorite frames that I would save if I had to delete all others. Not that I care, but if you want to, feel free to let me know your favorites in the comment section and why. Whatever you do, do not forget to like and subscribe to this shitty channel. And fuck off.